we should be getting into this third game now. And the third map is going to be on Tal'Darim, so...
Yep. Looking good, folks, looking good. I'm going to have to ask Mr. D'Apollo to do the intro for this one, I think. So I desperately have to blow my nose, so I will turn the mic off. You will not have to endure that. So off you go, Apollo. You can cover.
And welcome to the third game of this loser bracket semi-final. On Tal'Darim, we do have Mouse Hasuobs spawning on the left location on this map, and we do have Delphi down here in the bottom right. And hopefully this is all sorted out for both players, and that they don't have issues. And well, Hasuobs doesn't have that many issues at all. It's just kind of Delphi. Who's actually even playing music in the background just to try and get rid of any sounds outside of game. And that's not really what you want to do. Maybe he's comfortable with listening to music, but personally, I mean, I couldn't do that. So I feel a little bit sorry for him that that's in fact what he has to do. But nevertheless, we have started. Both players agreed to start, so it must be okay, and he must be feeling okay, especially after that second display. He was playing very well in that second game.
Yeah, he can do it. That's the main thing. He can do it. He is completely capable of beating Hasuobs. He just has to focus and see exactly what happens. And we'll find out exactly what's going to be going on in this particular game. Hasuobs will look to try and perhaps deal an early death blow to his opponent, because I think he's seen how monstrous Delphi can really get.
Yeah, indeed. And this is kind of interesting. We are seeing both players play out their style. And we'll have to see how it's going to work out. Both players, final game. Whoever loses this is going to be very, very sad, because they're going to be out of the tournament. And we do have Hasuobs scouting to this location straight away. And I don't think that Delphi's going to be too happy about this, because Hasuobs is scouting in the right direction.
Well, Hasuobs is probably very wary, considering the last particular encounter that he had with him. We do see that coming out right here, and Hasuobs is about to find out the action that's going on. There you go, he spotted the spawning pool, and he must be aware of what's coming in now. There we go, 6 Zerglings already on the field looking for 8. I believe that was a 10 pool, actually, or possibly a 9 pool from Delphi, and this is an extremely aggressive style, although I have to wonder if that's actually going to work. Cybernex core coming down, Zealot being boosted out already. Delphi's going to throw himself against the wall right here again.
Yeah, and well, this is just smart play by Hasuobs, not going for the Forge and another gateway add-on. He's just going to wait until the Zealot is out, and we'll block the choke like normal. And yeah, this build is basically used to do a little bit of aggression against any greedy players on this map. Unfortunately for Delphi, that's not going to work, and he has to chrono boost this out. This actually could be kind of close, because I don't think that after this the Zealot, the gateway could even go down.
Yeah, it's
so
looking very likely right now, actually, and he's not making the same mistake they did last time, applying some pressure, getting as much as he can. Gateway shields are going down right now, and Delphi needs to bring this down immediately. He needs to take it out, but he can't do it by the looks of it. He's just running backwards and forwards, not really doing much damage. He needs to get in there and actually stick the boot in and try and get us around. He tries to get in there. He can't do it right now. Good micromanagement there by Hasuobs. The shield's still down on the gateway. He's not able to break the line, however. Thing is, a 10 pool is much less risky than a 7. He can easily transition out of that.
Oh, we can see that now. 15 drones for 16 probes, and even the second base has been put down here by Delphi. So it's not too bad at all, to be honest, from him. And he has a good economy getting the extractor up now, just putting a little bit of pressure, forcing Hasuobs to get a lot of Zealots and a Sentry out. We'll have to see how Hasuobs transitions from this. I feel that he'll just play completely standard. Again, as you can see, the second assimilator will go up, and he'll probably be most likely looking for 3 base expo or something like this.
And now Delphi bringing in a few reinforcements. I have to wonder if he'll try still to maybe grab us around in the meantime. Delphi managing to sneak an Overlord in there, so that'll prove to be very useful for him. He'll get some valuable scouting information, and he'll find out exactly what Hasuobs is doing, which we can clearly see on the stream right now. Well, have a look at what Delphi's doing. It's still looking all right for him, actually. His economy is looking pretty strong. Once again, looks for the charge. He gets the surround. However, he doesn't have the damage for it. Brings in a 3rd Zealot. He's going to have to pull away from that. It's a shame he hasn't been able to take that gateway down. He's been dancing backwards and forwards, Overlord taking a lot of fire from the ground. However, he will see those 2 gateways, and he's aware of what's coming on. And economically, I'm still liking what Delphi's doing right now.
Yeah, it's a very nice open. I actually started using this build after speaking with TLO. This is something TLO used to do on large maps like this, go for the 9 pool, and actually just get, excuse me, 6 slings out or so, and then just completely transfer into a normal build. As you can see, the unit counting station, 32 drones to 23. So you can already see quite a large deficit of this, and the Nexus has been put down now. And he does have enough sentries out now to defend against any link counterattack and so on.
I would certainly think so. However, I'd imagine Delphi will try and expand under this one again as soon as he scouts this one. He'll look and see if there's any way he can expand. There is, you know, there's plenty of options for him. He should be able to deal with that without a problem. Hallucination on the way up for Hasuobs right now. And, you know, I don't think Delphi's going to be fooled by that. You know, some players are. Some players are. But in this case, I don't think that's going to happen. But what he will use it for, of course, is to get some scouting information.
And he will. He hasn't actually seen the Nexus yet. I think he can presume what's going on. Still power droning, not really doing anything in defense of any aggression. And the Roach Warren has been put down also at the same time. And very steady play by Hasuobs, very cautious. Doesn't want to go out in this tournament because even though, I mean, Hasuobs is very favored, if Hasuobs loses this game, he is out of the tournament as well.
Yeah, he already got knocked down to the losers bracket, so it's something you have to bear in mind. And Delphi has now got to be aware that expansion's up. You've seen the Forge going down. Hasuobs does this every single time. He knows what's coming up, and the response you can already see is on its way right now. Roach Warren on the way, double evolution chamber coming up as well for him. That's looking pretty good, and economically, extremely strong. Unbelievable. I mean, you can see the comparison right now on the screen. Very visual, incredibly in his favor right now.
And what is esports without drama? And this drama has fueled, in my opinion, Delphi, because he is playing a lot more just strong in this game.
Yeah,
he's got
focused.
all this economy out. He's so focused. He's going to get this third up very soon. He has such a great economy. Double Evo chambers down here as well. And this is looking pretty good for Delphi. Hasuobs trying to get these rucks down, so possibly he could take a third soon as well. But like I said, Delphi looking pretty good so far in this matchup. Very solid style.
Delphi slides past as well. Oh, yes, he gets in there. There we go. Scouting information, plenty for him. He gets a single Zergling past as the Warpin comes on. And he's able to spot everything in the base. He knows exactly what his opponent's doing. And now he's going to be feeling really confident because Hasuobs is in no position to attack.
Yeah, he has no structures that would throw him off, such as a Stargate. Doesn't see an early robotics facility. Just sees 4 gateways in total with the Forge. And wouldn't be surprised if he does go for a robo facility very shortly, especially against this heavy Roach composition, especially because he's been scouting with this Phoenix and sees all the upgrades being researched. He sees the Roach Warren, doesn't see any Hydrodens and so on. So he does need to bring in Immortals into this composition. And we do see the robotics facility being added on here in the main base of Hasuobs.
Yeah, that's going to be messy. However, bear in mind that the economic advantage is still firmly in favor of Hasuobs. He's able to get a lot of good scouting information. He hasn't made his way into the main base, really, but he knows what's there anyway. He went there with a previous run. Lair take now almost complete now for Delphi.
And Ling's trying to pick off a Stalker in the middle of the map, not quite being able to get there as reinforcements do come in. A lot of resources being gathered up by Hasuobs. I'm not sure what this is, a mistake, but there is a lot. There's 700, 800. That's so much money.
That's a lot. I mean, you'd expect a mass warp in from that, and he just have an Immortal come in, but still, he is banking a lot of cash right now. I have to wonder if this is deliberate, but it's showing no sign of being.
Yeah, I'm kind of questioning why this is being done. We'll have to see. He doesn't quite have enough. No, actually he does. He can warp in units from these warp gates, so we'll have to see what he's doing. Here we do see units being added on, but he will want to look to try and get this third down to stop this influx of resources and to spend this money, as that's not good at all. Slowing down, 87 food versus 130, and now +2 attack, range attack from Delphi has been researched. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Carapace as well. Very, very strong. Cloud-like upgrades going on here.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going heavily in the upgrades, and it's smart as well, because Hasuobs does not favor the double Forge approach. He doesn't. He does not upgrade as much as his opponents, and that's something Delphi can take very good advantage of. Looking for it right now. And we do see the layer tech is complete. We're ready on that one. Upgrades are plenty on their way. Delphi being nice and patient, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And economically, he's still a powerhouse right now. His army size is looking really good. His worker supply is looking really good. And he has full map control right now.
I don't know if Delphi was trolling everybody in that first game at the start of the second game, because this is a different player right now.
Oh, yeah.
He has the timing of the Spire down as the robotics bay is nearing complete, and he's playing a lot solid here. Could even go and take a 4th base soon. And he's just going to do a little bit of pressure onto the 3rd Expo, or should be Expo of Hasuobs. Try and slow it down, try to force a cancel out of it. But a counterattack to different ways of attacking here.
That is very smart, extremely smart right now, able to split that, and there's no force field play available at the base. No way. Focusing fire right now on the Forge as much as he can. Not able to do an immense amount of damage, however. In the meantime, he's also driven away there, and I don't know, I have to question that.
He didn't do enough damage at all, actually, to warrant that attack. I got a little bit excited about that. If he'd managed to snipe the Forge, that could have been extremely vital, especially with his upgrades powering away. And we do have a transition into Mutalisk with a Festation Pit being thrown down at the same time. And I'm surprised he hasn't gone to throw down a 4th base yet, as he knows that Hasuobs is trying to take his 3rd.
Yep. Indeed. When you see a production tab that is this long, you know that a player is in the driving seat. And again, I do have to question that he was not able to snipe off the Forge. That would have been nice. Would have been at least able to stop the upgrade on its way in. But it's not critical. He didn't lose a huge amount of units. He's certainly not in any kind of bad position right now. Spore Crawler's coming up, Spine Crawler's coming up. Doesn't want any Dark Templar in the base, which is, of course, a grave risk when you are involving Hasuobs in anything. His army count's still looking good, continuing to pump out units aplenty, although it's getting a little bit closer right now, simply because he lost so many units in the last encounter and wasn't really able to take anything out with it.
And Hasuobs, I love this personal style of his, walling off the 3rd, so when he has one main entrance to his base. Mutalisks are coming down, though, on the 3rd base. We'll be able to get it, well, one probe. Well,
he might even have taken another one. There you go. It's right into the line right here. And there is no real defense right now. He's able to take one. He looks for a second right there. It's not going to happen. He needs to leave immediately. However, this is a perfect map for sort of going back and forth. A quick Stalker Warp in by Hasuobs, though. He had the resources for it. Got to get trapped right here if he's not careful. A pincer. Oh, he's able to slide away. Only just. And he sees a Colossus coming out as well. That's valuable information. Another Stalker warps in. He loses a Mutalisk in the process, but once again, he sees so much.
I really like his style, just going for a few Mutalisks here and just picking off, you know, probes. And not only probes, he's getting the scouting information too.
Oh, yeah.
And can easily switch over to Corruptors, as we are seeing here. And Infestors have come out into play now. We're going to see some fungal growth for sure. Blink being researched, that is going to be extremely useful. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Hive coming up soon so we can go to this Greater Spire, as he's actually starting to research the +1 melee attack. Look how cool that just made me look, because the Hive just automatically goes down now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We've got the Prophet Apollo in the studio right here with us, looking pretty damn good. Army supply still very much in favor of Delphi right now. He is just streaming out everything possible, and Hasuobs could be in a lot of trouble right here.
Yeah, I'm looking at his upgrades. 1-1, I would have wished to see the double Forge, actually. Very popular as of recent. And it's not what we've seen here, so...
It's not Hasuobs' style, is it? He just doesn't do it. And right now, Hasuobs streaming forward with a few units, wants to take Zelnaga Towers, get some scouting information. Delphi, very patient because he knows he can be. He doesn't need to run in right now. He's still got the upgrade advantage. He still has the economic advantage. He is looking for that famous 300 supply push, and it looks like that's exactly what he's going to go for right now. He's mixing it up as well this time, and there are no High Templar in that force to deal with those Infestors. This could be brutal, especially with such a heavy Stalker composition. There's the fungal growth. Rips through him. A lot of damage done right there. Delphi just trying to look for the position. A good snipe off there by Hasuobs, however. Loses a couple of Infestors in the process. Delphi looking for another fungal growth. He doesn't have the energy right now. There's the big snipes it off again. Delphi running backwards, and unfortunately now he decides to fight after losing a bunch of units in the process. Where are his reinforcements?
Yeah, not looking good at all. Hasuobs bulldozing down here, and I'm not even sure if this is a good place to engage for Delphi.
Oh no, force fields block him off right now. Immortals in the mix as well. There's the blink away from it. He might even lose his stack defenses. However, no observers as far as I can tell in that mix. There we go, tunneling claws, and into the line he goes. What a pop-up, and he takes all the sentries out very quickly. Funneling forward once again, tries to do a little bit more damage, focusing fire on the Immortal right here. Takes one, looks to take the second one. It's looking all right for him. He needs to reinforce, and he does have reinforcements coming on the way. Delphi taking a lot of losses. However, Hasuobs taking even more. Army supply still in favor of Delphi right now. He's not going to be able to hold this line. He needs to back off and bring in his reinforcements, get his Infestor in the mix. He does have a fungal growth ready to go. Could prove to be very advantageous, and that Colossus almost down. Needs to get a snipe off on that. There's the fungal growth going in right here. Good damage done. There's the lockdown. Spinecrawler does continued damage, holds the line only just. It's still fairly equal in this encounter. Colossus is taken out. A single hero roach pops along behind it and snipes it off. Very nice play there. And Delphi pushing him back, all the way back. And his economy still looking very good.
And he's going to chase these down. He has the superior army count now. Blinking away is going to be the only option on a lot of roaches. Very well upgraded. 2-2 versus 2-1.
Oh, yeah.
In the background, we do have +3 being researched for Hasuobs. He's definitely going to need that. But now, Delphi has the breathing space, the opportunity to take this to the loser bracket final and knock possibly the favorite out.
Absolutely, could take the momentum right here. He loses a extracted, not a big deal really. Delphi is able to push those Stalkers away once again. Immortals were sniped off at a great rate there, and really the Immortals was what he needed to do the most damage. He didn't have the unit count, and Delphi was able to use the tunneling claws to his advantage. Hasuobs caught out of position without an observer. He brought one in later on in the fight. That was a little bit too late. That single heroic roach snipes off a Colossus at the back that was doing horrendous damage. And right now, Delphi in the driving seat. He has the momentum. It's looking good for him. He needs to prosecute this advantage.
194 food versus 126 of Hasuobs. +3 damage being done for, +3 being researched, sorry, for Delphi, as well as 5 Corruptors and a Greater Spy being added on. And we do see the Templar Archives complete, as well as Storm being researched. And the Storm could possibly save Hasuobs in this location.
It could, but the question is, can Delphi get in there in time to do real damage before that Storm really comes into play? Economically, he's still ahead. Although Hasuobs is starting to add on more gateways, he's starting to get his production rolling. Delphi is a little bit gun-shy right now. I feel he is maxed out in terms of his army size, just about anyway. He's got more defenses coming down. He's looking to deliver that death blow by the looks of it. Here's the transfer right here. Did Delphi see it? He did. He saw the transfer. He's immediately going on to do some damage. And right now, the Stalker's following it up. He might take a couple of roaches. He's actually backing off right there. Sniped off. Well, he would have been if he hadn't burrowed so very quickly. That Observer will be forced to move in there. Still, he knows what his opponent's doing. Delphi still has the upper hand economically. Well, we can see exactly what he's trying to do right now. And if he is able to get that in there, he even kills a couple of his own roaches off to make sure he has the count for this. And if he's able to break through with this is going to be critical.
Yeah, there are a lot of Stalkers though, and +3 has finished, and +3 is a scary upgrade.
Oh yeah.
When you face that against a Protoss player, and now he's starting the +2 armor, and Zealot Charge is going to be a great upgrade to help fight against this. And I wouldn't be surprised if Hasuobs stayed on 4 base for a while, started to look for his 5th in around a few minutes time, but we are now 24 minutes into this game, and so many Broodlords out. It's going to be very hard to deal with this, especially with the Infestors using the Fungal Growth to hold them Blink Stalkers together. Yep,
bear in mind though, he does have Templar on the field, and we've seen Hasuobs, he can snipe those Infestors off very quickly. He's very fast with it, and also an Observer has been hanging around there the entire time. He's been aware of exactly what's coming in, and Hasuobs has kept an eye on things. And once again, we've seen these Broodlords fail before, and Delphi's got to be very careful with his positioning to make sure that doesn't happen.
I don't think he has enough ground units now, to be honest, Totalbiscuit. He has far too many Broodlords, I feel.
Off a lot,
and Stalkers could do a lot of damage here, combined with the Immortal and the High Templar.
And here they come, and will Delphi be able to fight? Oh, he's going to get caught out of position. That's not what he wants right now. Delphi needs on it. There's a Storm at the front. Roaches running into a second, and a third, and a fourth. It is nasty. It's not what you want. And there's the quick blink follow-up right there. It looks like Delphi might be taking a lot of damage here. He really, really is. His army count is still in favor, however. He might be able to push this back. Here's the blink in the middle right here. Looks to take one. Snipes off the Infestor once again, and Delphi's forces are getting torn apart, but Hasuobs taking massive losses as well. However, the Broodlords are taken down, which is pretty damn critical. Roaches can drive them away. Significant losses for both.
But Delphi has the economy. He reinforced with a lot. We now have 23 roaches out, 8 popping at the same time, and 150 food versus 120. And Mutalist harassment on the 4th base as well, doing a lot of damage here. Very nice, saving them from the early stages of this game. And wow, this game is so close. What a great loser bracket semi-final.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Neither wants to go out right now, and I absolutely do not blame them. It is incredibly well matched. We do have the Broodlords on the field once again. Hasuobs employing the trademark tactic that he's done before. He pushes his opponent back, and then immediately, and I don't mean immediately, blinks in to do as much damage to those Broodlords as possible. We do see more coming on the field right now. Infestor in the mix doesn't really have the energy to do anything, and the High Templar pushing forward to try and snipe that off. Again, there's not a lot of energy, so the feedback's not happening. And hey, free High Templar, nothing wrong with that. Delphi gets the snipe off on there. Needs to look for more upgrades. His army count is still looking pretty good. It's a little bit closer than I would like, but he should be able to go in here. He's got full upgrades. Delphi's on 3 and 3. The army count of his opponent not looking amazing, and no plasma shield upgrade at all, of course. That's going to be a little bit messy. Delphi looking for positioning, and it looks like he's got it. This is a great place to put them, because of course you can't blink up there. It is impassable terrain. That is an ideal place to put them. Delphi backing off once again, doing sniping damage. He's using them as they should be. They're artillery pieces. That's what they are. Hazu can't get up there. That is an absolutely fantastic bit of positioning right here.
And the thing is that Delphi doesn't actually have the economy anymore to reinforce this army, so I think this is his final army. His 4th base isn't saturated, his 5th base isn't saturated, and Hasuobs has the late game advantage right now. So if this army doesn't work well, the Observer comes up there now.
Oh, wow. Takes 1, takes 2. Delphi caught out of position once again. You've got to bear in mind the range of those Brutals is looking pretty good. Is this the push that we've been waiting for? Fungal Growth is ready. Will it be sniped off? It probably will not. We're looking for it right here. It is sniped off. Fungal does not detonate right now. That is messy. Rotor's right now into the line. They're getting absolutely devastated. Delphi getting torn apart right here. Hasuobs is falling back just a little bit. There's so many storms coming in. Army supply rapidly falling right now. Hasuobs holds the line. He has what he needs to do this. Void Rays in the mix as well. Nothing to deal with them. Archons and nothing left of that army, I'm afraid.
GG Cold.
GG, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Hasuobs holds it. It's so very close. What a great game from both players. And very unfortunate that Delphi was not able to prosecute that attack. But there you go.
And we see Hasuobs will advance into the loser bracket final, where he will face the loser of our next up-and-coming game, Cloud versus Star Eagle.
Yep.
But unfortunately for Delphi, he just didn't have that late game economy. He's played so well on 3, kind of 4 bases, but as soon as it went further than that, he couldn't pull out. And I just think that shows the signs of a stronger player from Hasuobs who could deal with the late game economy aside from Delphi.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Delphi's economic play is so strong in sort of the mid-game, but if he's unable to really push his advantage, then in the late game, he does have a tendency of falling behind. We saw that right there. He threw it in there. He wasn't able to deal with it. He kind of, I don't know, it felt like he sort of gave up because he was just sitting in those storms, taking huge amounts of damage from the roaches. Very unfortunate.